Live from Santa Ana College, the Dons and the Comets. 3C2A baseball playoffs here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Brady Ashworth taking the mound for the Dons. They win last week versus Santa Barbara. 2-game sweep. Mike Cepeda, Emery Johnson here with you. Emery, how you doing?
Very good. Happy to join remote in this setting, but happy to be here and happy to watch Brady Ashworth give it kind of round two here after a great game. But wow, tough call there. 0-2. After a great game last week, last Friday that we saw against Santa Barbara, just roughed up a couple times in the 8 innings of work that he was pitching in. Well, 7 1/3, but he was into 8 innings.
Yeah, pitch into the 8th. Hard luck, no decision, but Santa Ana gets the win on day 1, rolling in day 2. And they are poised for a deep postseason run here in 2022. But the Comets stand in the way, and they are a formidable bunch.
Yeah, Palomar, just historically speaking, very good team coming out of the South. That's one of the teams, at least during the non-conference schedule, that you have to be weary of. There's a couple here in the South, in California, Orange Coast being one of them, Santa Barbara being one of them, but Palomar, another one of those powerhouse programs. They're accustomed to being here, and strike 3 called. Beautiful pitch on that side corner.
And we're going to see that right here. This Ashworth puts it right on the money. Great frame job and ring them up. 1 gone here, top of the first inning. We'll have our scoreboard here up for you shortly.
That's the first backwards K into the book. And Ashworth was really effective just breaking it down from pitch to pitch last week. He did a very good job of mixing it up and making the batters guess. Starts with a fastball high and away there, and it's just, again, being ahead, attacking these hitters, and not relenting, especially when the pressure's on.
Jack Sanders now the batter. Ashworth quickly at 0-2. Went over to second base in time. Easy play made, Cedric Perez.
Yeah, that's just another great job of elevating a fastball, not giving the guy a really good pitch to hit there. He had an 0-2 count. Didn't really need to do much with it. Elevated with the fastball, allowed his fielders to do the work. I mean, that's just excellent pitching right there.
Bryson Hashimoto batting in the 3-hole today, freshman from Santa Fe Christian. Ashworth on the 0-1 after the foul ball on the first pitch in the dirt. 1-1. Quick 1-2 here for Ashworth in the top of the first. Just underway from Don Snedden Field. And speaking of Don Snedden, we may have Don Snedden on our broadcast later. We're looking to have the former coach, the legend here at Santa Ana College. Been a while since we've seen Don, but always a friend of ours. Swing and a miss. Ashworth dealing here in the top of the first. 2 strikeouts. It's 1-2-3. We'll have a couple looks of this one from Ashworth. No runs, no hits, no errors. Bottom of the first coming up here on SoCal College Sports. Bottom of the first here from Don Sneddon Field. And no score. Palomar and Santa Ana, round 2 of the 3C2A baseball playoffs, live on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Leading things off, it'll be Christian Thompson for the Dons. Chopper over to second base. Not an easy play, and Hashimoto making it look easy. One away here in the bottom of the first. Dylan Delvecchio, starting pitcher for Palomar here today. That'll bring up Kyle Ashworth, brother of Brady. Delvecchio low and away, 1-0. Again, we are having some issues with our scoreboard. We'll get that all short up here for you shortly. That pitch, a breaking ball outside and low, ball 2. That pitch in there for strike 1. The 2-2 or the 2-1 chopped foul, so 2-2 now. Count now even. Emery, you with me? Looks like we've lost Emery Johnson calling remote. He'll be with us in a little bit.
Yeah, I'm back, Mike.
Oh, there we go, 2-2. That one over to third base. Tough play to be made. This one off of the glove at third base. Hot shot for Harvey. And I wonder if they call that an error. Yeah, they are going to give him an error. So ask for the board via the error.
That's generally in the avenue of what should be fieldable by a college infielder, but what I was going to make a point, and then I finally was able to reconnect here. Is the umpire crew, at least last week, is a little more liberal on the outside corners here, and then they made some questionable calls. It looks like the strike zone's a little bit wide here tonight or this afternoon, which may bode well for the pitchers today.
Cedric Perez now up to bat for the Dons, sophomore from Fountain Valley, former Baron. 0-1 versus Delvecchio. Runner on first. That one hit through the hole between short and third. So first and second, only one out here. And that's going to bring up Evan Leibel. And we see Evan, sophomore from Los Alamitos. Big weekend last weekend versus Santa Barbara. Again, everyone, we will have our scoreboard up for you here shortly. Runners are going to move over on the wild pitch. Ashworth was thinking about rounding third. So second and third now. Sorry, Emery.
No, that's okay. Yeah, you just got to do a better job of protecting there. Wild pitch or not, you have runners on second and third now, and the Dons looking just like they were against Santa Barbara last week. I mean, just ready to go, especially game 2. I mean, taking advantage of every mistake that they're making.
1-0 fastball pumped in there from Delvecchio, 1-1. One off speed, and Evan fooled on that one. 1-2 now. Delvecchio battles back. That's a good response. Couple pitches right after the pass ball from Delvecchio. Emery Johnson, former pitcher from Moore Park College. And Emery, what are you seeing here from Delvecchio?
Well, he's got him his breaking ball early, and if I had a whole season to kind of dissect him, I would tell you that that's probably normal based on how comfortable he is throwing it in these early innings, regardless of having runners on base. It seems like he's just primarily sitting fastball, curveball to this point, but the advantage of a left-handed pitcher is that you get to use an angle that is I would say less relevant to most hitters than they're used to seeing. But at this level, lefties and righties there's less of a disparity between the both in college.
That one back up the middle. This will score a run. Ashworth comes home, and it's 1-0. Santa Ana on top. We're moments away from having our scoreboard ready here for you.
Mike, that was on a fastball, correct?
It's affirmative.
Yeah, I don't think he needed to go directly back to the fastball there, but these things happen.
Breaking ball in there on Mark Schiavone from Del Vecchio. That's a nice job changing it up on first pitch by Del Vecchio. 0-1. 2 gone here. Bottom of the first, 1-0. Santa Ana has scratched one across here in the opening frame. 0-1 high, ball one.
Yeah, so he tries to go back with that curveball. And that's purely a protective maneuver here from the pitcher's perspective. You're trying to keep these guys from being able to get a good read on you and mixing it up early.
And did that hit him? So Schiavone aboard via the hit by pitch. So first and second now, still 2 gone. It's going to bring up Kyle Morrell. First pitch in for a ball, 1-0. Emery, did I lose you?
You did for a second there. Now I'm back.
All right. Change the bit right here for you. 1-0, struck well. This one into the outfield, should score a run. And no, they're not. They're going to hold the runner, and they're going to have a runner held up.
Oh, what is he doing?
Not entirely sure. I mean, they were trying to hold the runner at third.
Yeah. Delvin Lindman should have immediately had that ball out of his hand. I mean, they had the guy stuck in between the third baseman and the second baseman, and he had the second baseman on the bag. That's just a
baffling play.
Poor assessment, at least initially early on. I don't know if the moment got too big for him there or what happened. But
well, it's a poor decision. It results in runners aboard at all the bases, and they're juiced up. Here comes Brock Denbo. Denbo went yard last week. First pitch, breaking ball again, 0-1 in there for a strike. Dembo with a massive bomb last week. Behind here, 0-1. Off speed, back to back. This one a beauty here from Del Vecchio. 0-2, swing and a miss. Big opportunity early here for the Dons to break things open. Brock Dembo, bases loaded behind 0-2. Already one across here in the bottom of the first. The 0-2, swing and a miss. That's a beautiful sequence there from Del Vecchio. And in a big spot, Del Vecchio comes through, limits the Dons. Only 1 run here. 1 run on 1 hit, on 2 hits, only 1 error. And we head to the top of the second, 1-0 Santa Ana. Top of the second. 1-0 Santa Ana. It'll be Scott, Lappin, and Suba due up this inning. Ashworth still dealing 2 strikeouts in the top of the first. Starts off Scott with strike 1, 0-1. Emery, do I have you? Swing and a miss.
Yep.
Look at this beauty here from Ashworth on the replay.
Yeah, he's just really using that slider to an effectiveness. It's coming out of the hand the exact same way as his fastball, and these guys are having a real hard time picking it up.
All kinds of trouble. It is 1-2, and that one over to short. Tough play. Do they have him? No. That went well off on the throw. Tough play to make. That's good. Should be an infield hit. I don't think they would have got Scott. Scott with some pretty good wheels.
I don't know. It'll be marked. It depends on whether or not they choose to define it as a hit. I mean, that was definitely a wild for errant throw from the shortstop.
Errant throw, but I think Scott was going to be safe, and indeed it was a hit. So, Tony Altobelli.
Yeah, there we go.
Along with Cammie Lewis, sports information directors from OCC and Santa Ana, respectively, here today.
I always default to the official score because it can always be read a couple ways, but it looked or appeared from the camera view that he had definitely made it to first base in time.
So Scott, the leadoff man aboard here in the top of the second.
Top second.
Again, we're going to get the scoreboard here up for you shortly. Remember Ashworth a couple times, and we're gonna get that.
I was gonna say, you know, he was super effective against Santa Barbara with that pickoff move, and that actually ended up kind of stifling Santa Barbara's run game the entirety of the game. He had picked somebody off in a similar situation in the second inning, and that kind of ruined the whole parade. Be careful of Ashworth. He is he is willing to throw over.
Yes, he is. Not messing around with that pickoff move, that's for sure. It's 0-2 now.
Oh.
This is Lappin. This one.
Taylor made
Double play. In time. Well, hey, we're going to have a pretty good look of it here on all angles. Hit over, routine double play ball.
Double play, exactly how you
Look at that beauty right there. And plenty of time. You see on the replay, 2 gone here. So 2 up and 2 down. Not exactly how you draw it up, but third man aboard or third man to the plate this inning would be Suba with 2 down. Ashworth starts Suba off with the ball. 1-0.
You know, what's interesting is that's how he's kind of worked against Santa Barbara as well, which is just working those low fastballs, keeping the ball low, not really elevating too much. And the one mistake he made against Santa Barbara was an elevating fastball. That was hit pretty daggum hard over the left field fence. But aside from one minor mistake in that game, he kept the fastball low, kept his breaking stuff low, and really refused to allow these guys to get the barrel on the ball, which resulted in a lot of ground outs. And I mean, you notice both of these batters, especially in this inning, both these batters in this inning, they both had to reach down and try to hit the ball out, and one of them was an infield base hit, but the next batter hits the ball almost in an identical spot, and you know, there you go. You'll have 3 ground balls hit to the shortstop, and that'll end the inning.
Bottom of the second, 1-0 Santa Ana on top of Palomar. Palomar punched their ticket to this week's contest with a win over Pasadena City. Or Del Vecchio, excuse me, in there for strike one. It'll be Williams, Ryan Stock, and the top of the order, Christian Thompson, due up this inning for the Dons.
I was going to say you have 8-9-1 up to the plate here, and that was the inning here for Palomar. They were lucky to get away with bases loaded in the bottom of the first.
That pitch, a beauty on the inside half. We'll see it again here. That's a pretty good location there, Em.
Oh, yeah.
It's 2-2. That one lifted, but playable to left. Easy play for Scott. One gone here in the bottom of the second. That'll bring up Stock. Now, Emery, if memory serves, it was Stock last week, had a big hit in the day one win. Behind 0-1, 1-1. High fastball.
Did he have the the one who had the hit that set up the bases loaded for Thomas Williams? Because Thomas Williams is the one who walked it off.
He walked it off, but I think it was Stock, before him. I think that's right. And Williams, that would make sense. Well, no, because Williams is hitting ahead of Stock today, but.
Yeah, well, Williams was hitting 9, if memory serves correctly, and I think it was Stock right before him. Loaded the bases.
This one lifted to left, hit well. Scott all the way back to the wall, and this one gone. Ryan Stock goes yard.
Well, that was a no doubt about it, and if he didn't have the game-winning hit in Game 1 last week, he just had a really big moment for the Dons here, and that was just a fastball that was right in the butter zone of the butter part of the zone, and he could hear the dugout from Santa Ana immediately erupt and say, "See ya," as left fielder kind of jumped up and gave a half effort to look up and watch the ball go over the fence. I mean, wow, Ryan Stock, what a swing.
A bomb from Stock, 2-0 now. Dons on top of the Comets in the bottom of the second. They bring up top of the order Christian Thompson. Have a look at that home run from Ryan Stock yet again. 2-0. Chopped over. Should be an easy play made, and it will be. 2 gone here now in the bottom of the second. Let's go back to the home run. Actually, that was a really good effort going after the ball by Scott out in left. You see it here. He tries to climb the wall. Channel his inner Ken Griffey. But unfortunately, just too much. Goes over the wall.
I don't know many people who can climb the size of the wall, Mike.
I'll tell you what. Scott is a pretty big boy.
Yeah, he's pretty tall. Granted, that wall in center field is probably a 10-foot. So, I mean, if you have a 10-foot rim, you think in basketball terms, there's guys who could go up and over.
That's true. You know what? I would put money. I would put money on Scott out and left having the ability to dunk. This is Kyle Ashworth.
He's a pretty big guy.
It's true. There is Kyle. Behind 1-2. 2 gone here, bottom of the second. Well, they score courtesy of an error in the top of the, or in the bottom of the first. Now in the bottom of the second, Ryan Stock goes yard. Wild deuces, that one just inside. Didn't miss by much there from Del Vecchio. A pretty good look of it here. That one only almost backdoors in. Count now full, 3-2. High fastball, lost him.
Walked him.
I'll bring up Perez. There's Cedric.
I mean, the one thing that we always like to talk about, at least pitch knowledge, is those 2-out walks, minimalizing mistakes like that. It sounds like a simple operation, but making sure that you don't give up free bases in situations that don't bar that. That's just so much extra effort as a pitcher. That was a work to a full count than a walk. I mean, that's 6 extra pitches that you just threw from your you have a bag of pitches essentially, and every single time you throw one of those baseballs, you can't really get them back.
The 1-0. And there's strike 1. 1-1 on Perez.
And it's only this bottom of the second, and he's working his way around the second time of the lineup here. So a lot of pitches here early on for Dylan.
Swing and a miss. Big cut there from Perez. Delvecchio with a nice curveball. He's flashed that early here versus the Dons, but he's behind 2-0. He's ahead 1-2 on Perez. That one in the dirt, 2-2. Ashworth at first after the walk. And Perez stays alive. He was roughed up last week at times, but a pretty good showing from Brady Ashworth. Right now, with the comfort level that Ashworth is dealing with, 2 runs might do it here, Emery.
Yeah, 2 runs might do it, but yeah, it's always one of those things is I'd rather have more than less, and as we know, there's no amount of runs that will always be too, or never. There's no amount of runs that will be too many, as the Dons learned in Game 1 against Santa Barbara.
It can change on a dime. That's exactly right. 3-2 now. Count now full. And Palomar, a team that can really hurt you down the stretch. Last week in the Game 2 win at Palomar versus Pasadena, 5 runs in the top of the 9th. This one lifted to center field. Easy play out in center for Ellis. And that'll do it for the Dons in the bottom of the second. But Ryan Stock goes yard, 2-0 Dons on top of the Comets. Top of the third, 2-0. Don's on top of the Comets here from Don Snedden Field. As it happens, we have Don Snedden in the booth. Coach, thanks for joining us.
Hey, it's fun. Great. Good to be here.
We have Emery Johnson at home remote. He's braving it in the air conditioning of his own home. So, Emery, how you doing? Let's see if we've lost Emery. We might have.
I'm back.
There he is. So we are on the Wi-Fi. So we did have some issues last week.
I'm back.
We're able to patch things here, but again, Wi-Fi could be a fickle thing. Coach, Don's looking pretty good this season.
Yeah.
4 seed in the South.
It's good to see these two clubs here. They're both very outstanding people, and coaches and teams and traditions and everything else. With
this one in the right field for a base hit. That off the bat of Harley. It's going to bring up Eric Larson. Kyle Harvey on. Ashworth delivers outside. And Coach, what are you seeing early on here from Brady Ashworth?
Well, he's obviously this game is not over 2 runs. It won't decide the final score on this thing in here. It's just at this point, you got to have some good pitching. You got to have some relief pitching, but it's not over till that 9th inning more than probably any other time in the last couple of years with this, because teams just don't have those closers.
Tough play made. Well, we'll have a look of it here on the replay here, Coach.
Yeah, great job just going the other way with that.
Yeah.
Little inside-out swing and perfect position right through there. Probably looking for a bunt here somewhere, I would imagine, or trying to get him over.
Well, we had the graphic up there earlier. This is Ethan Ellis. And he has an opportunity right now to put the Comets on the board. Freshman from Rancho
one thing
Bernardo.
to note, this is 9-hitter coming up, and there he goes, squares the bunt. This is the 9-hitter coming up in the 3rd inning. So he's only worked his way around the lineup one time early on here in the 3rd, and this is what exactly what we expected, or at least I expected from Ashworth after watching him last week. Extremely efficient with his pitches, trying to just keep it very simple, do nothing too crazy, and leave the fastball low. More than anything, and so it'll be interesting to see how he chooses to attack Ellis here.
Here comes the bunt. They go to 3rd. Beautiful play made by Ashworth on the mound.
Yeah, that's a coach's nightmare right there. You give up an out to get an out, and but you usually like to run to 2nd and 3rd, not 1st and 2nd again. So he's got to make the 3rd baseman handle that ball.
Yeah, I think that was just a total breakdown in exactly where he was supposed to bunt it. I mean, at the end of the day, you're either trying to push it or pull it, push it down the baseline, or try to, poke it down one or the other, and not keep it to the pitcher because you want to draw the infielder away, preferably not the first baseman because they can also make that throw across.
Chopper, this could be a tough play, running to the bag.
Yeah, well, it looked like I couldn't see the pitcher where I was sitting, but a slider away, you have to get up on the plate so that you can be able to bunt towards 3rd and cover the plate. Everybody knows you're bunting in the ballpark, so there's nothing there. You get up in the box, try to cover the outside of it. He just didn't get his bat around the outside of it and bunted it right back to the pitcher, and he was in control and able to get that force out at 3rd.
It's a foul ball here, Coach. It looks like that's going to be the call.
Yeah, I was talking about the bunt.
Oh, no, just updating.
Yeah. It looked foul. You guys might as well be at home here sometimes because you aren't seeing half this stuff.
Well, hey, if you ever want to call the game remote, we're gonna. I'll drive you a headset.
Yeah.
This one in foul territory. Will it make its way back in play? It will not. Williams in pursuit, but Goes out of play, but Ashworth now ahead 0-2.
This is our big hitter, I believe, from what I heard. He's got 8 home runs or something like that, if I'm not mistaken, or something like that.
Yeah, Lindemann. Devlin leading off here today for the Comets.
You don't see catchers leading off very often.
Schwarber did for a little bit.
Yeah.
For the Cubs.
Yeah.
I believe that was the year that they won it.
Yeah. Well, the Dons did that, I think, earlier too. I think they had a catcher that led off.
I think Leibel, I think last week, if memory serves,
Yeah.
didn't Evan lead it off? He might have been DHing that day.
Yeah.
Though. Meanwhile, on Lindemann, it's 1-2. See if Ashworth can deal something dirty. And that one made contact with. That's just an easy swing right back up the middle. This should put the Comets on the board. Throw cut off. And indeed, Comets now trail it 2-1.
Yeah, it's interesting how baseball works out. If they would have bunted.
It looks like he just threw the bat at it, Coach. Makes some contact, goes right back up the middle. That's an RBI single for Lindemann.
On that. But you look at it, if they would have got the bunt down, it would have been an open base, and they probably would have walked him to keep the force in. And because they didn't get the bunt down, he got a chance to hit and drives one up the middle.
Yep. So still only one out, first and second. Here comes Sanders, and Sanders started off with a strike, 0-1. We are having some issues with our internet, so starting to go in and out here, Coach. This one well hit into left field. Hit too hard? No. We're tied up. Home comes Ellis. Sanders with an RBI single. Still only one out in the top of the third. The Comets something brewing here. And Ashworth battling Comets, battling the heat too. It's a warm day out here, Coach.
Yeah, it sure is.
And Coach, you know better than I, dealing in this heat can be a chore at times.
Well, especially here in Southern Cal, we're not quite used to playing in this thing here. So
this is Fresno-esque weather.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
This is weather that John Eulis would be proud of for sure.
Well, luckily we still have that little breeze going, so it's not too bad.
Comes the 0-1 from Ashworth. This one hit into the outfield, and it's caught.
Whoa.
And a double up.
Wow.
And I wonder if we'll have that here. Lifted to right. It's caught. You see the runner coming back, and we're just out of view there. But
some bad base running there.
You get the idea. It's a double play, and just like that, the Dons out of the inning. But they do give up two as the game is tied 2 apiece. Bottom of the third coming up here from Don Snedden Field. Well, we were just talking about Evan Leibel. He's batting cleanup here today. He'll lead off the bottom of the third for the Dons. Mike Cepeda, Emery Johnson, Don Sneddon here from Don Sneddon Field. And happy you've joined us, everyone. Spread the word, www.socalcollegesports.com. Also broadcasting via YouTube worldwide, SoCal College Sports 1. A chance for the Dons to battle back. We saw them battle back last week and move to the walk-off win in 10 versus Santa Barbara on day 1. After Santa Barbara had tied that game up late, I believe that was in the top of the 8th, forcing extra innings, and then eventually it was Thomas Williams walking that off for the Dons. 1-1 on Leibel. That one in there.
Yeah, if you're Palomar, you need to close the Dons down here right now. Try to get some momentum going on that.
Called that a ball. It looked pretty good on our screen, but the Dons will take it. Del Vecchio not too pleased with it. 2-1. Chopped over to second base in time. No. Did he come off the bag? Well, it looked like the first baseman, Lappin, came off the bag. We'll have a pretty good look of it here.
Throws wide.
Yeah, the throw is wide. That should be the second error of the day. It is. Leibel aboard. Courtesy of the air. Schiavone. Now the batter. That pitch in the dirt. There's Mark. Sophomore from Servite. One and 0. That one low. 2-0. Getting some photo opportunities here in the booth here, Coach.
Yeah, it's sad when you're famous, huh? Strict guidelines. I had to pay to get in last weekend, so I even showed him a card. Tough lady at the gate.
That's pretty rough.
Yeah.
Did you give her an ID?
I did, but it didn't work. So I'm more than happy to support community college athletics. They need all they can get.
Takes a village for sure. 3-0 high ball for Del Vecchio, maybe feeling the effects of the heat himself. First and second, nobody out here, and we're going to have a visit to the mound.
Yeah, this is exactly what you didn't want to have happen if you were on the Palomar side.
1 o'clock start time for tomorrow's game. 2, it's a best-of-3 series. If necessary, we will play on Sunday as well. All the coverage here presented by SoCalCollegeSports.com.
Yeah, it's great to have this coverage, and it's I like this format much better than last weekend where you have to play a doubleheader if you needed that with baseball. It just the game's not made to do that, and your pitching staff's not made to do that.
No.
Umpires don't like it. Players don't like it. Coaches don't like it. And I get the Mother's Day. That was brought around from George Horton, who used to coach at Cal State Fullerton, was at Cerritos, and we give him credit for being the founder of that.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I'm not opposed to Mother's Day.
Well, if we just celebrated it back-to-back weeks, then we'd be okay.
Exactly right. Umpires are pretty lenient with the length of time they allowed him to stay out there, so we'll see if he gave him some pearls of wisdom here.
It seemed like a long visit.
Interesting enough, I mean, we got a warning last week because of a late game.
The pitcher's clock.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Interesting what they choose to enforce and what they don't.
Yeah. Well, and the umpires are technically supposed to be carrying a stopwatch with them and all this to, enforce the speed-up rules, but I don't see that happening.
Breaking ball, a beauty in there from Del Vecchio, working against Kyle Morrell. He's quickly ahead 0-2. Well, the pearls of wisdom seem to be
seems
paying off here after
there
the
you
visit.
go.
Del Vecchio
makes you look
calming
good
down for sure. Well, the Dons did a great job of hitting with 2 strikes last week. Let's see if they can have a repeat occurrence here. Morel behind 0-2, stays alive, fouls it off.
Well, so far both teams seem to be throwing strikes.
He's working on 57 pitches so far.
Yeah. That's going to hurt him later on in this game here. Just in the 3rd inning with 57.
Yeah, especially he was lucky to get away last inning, the situation that he ended himself up in.
Did they get him at first?
I think they did. Can't
Runner
see
advances to
They did.
3rd.
Okay.
We're going to have a good look of it here. Snap
And
throw
that looks
down
like it
to
was a pretty
first.
designed play. He threw an outside fastball designed to draw the catcher away so that he could throw over there. That was definitely planned.
That's great execution. Back to live action. 2-2 now.
Well, now he's just got to put the ball in play. I mean, that play could actually come back and hurt him a little bit if they can just put it in play right here, hit it up the middle anywhere, and get a run.
Because it allowed the runner to advance over.
Right.
Exactly right. This one fouled off. Out of play. Probably heading for the car. We've had bad luck here in years past, Coach. I don't know if you remember, but we had the game. I forget what year it was, but my car was hit while it was parked on the street. I'm sure it's not the first time that's happened.
No.
Breaking ball, just missing low. That's going to fill it up.
We could talk about all the stories of cars driving by behind our field here, going through windows without breaking one. They had both windows rolled down to a few other things. So
3-2.
Still battling.
And Morel battling here.
Our neighbors across the way there probably have a stockpile of baseballs that they've had over the years on here. They've built some gates to keep us out of there, and we try to respect their privacy as much as possible. But I'm sure they get bombarded. It's like living on a golf course.
And those pearls are expensive. So.
Oh, nowadays they are.
That one low, and again, great 2-strike hitting from the Dons. Morel works a walk after being behind 0-2. Now 1st and 3rd, 1 out, bottom of the 3rd. 2 runs across in the top of the 3rd for Palomar to tie things at 2 apiece. And now batting, this is going to be Brock Dembo. We saw last week Dembo with a bomb. And in position here to possibly put the Dons ahead here, back ahead in the bottom of the 3rd. There is Brock. Swing and a miss. Well, Coach, we've seen a lot of the batters here started off with a breaking pitch. And at what point do you start to maybe adjust to that?
Well, you can know it's coming, still not be able to hit it. So as a coach, you say, well, go ahead and hit it. But you still got to hit it. So, he is throwing a lot of breaking balls.
DeVelchio has just got a heck of a
great bunt.
That's a great bunt there by Dembo. It's going to score a run. Don's back in the lead. Coming home going to be Evan Leibel. And terrific execution on the bunt by Brock Dembo. We'll see it here.
So that run will end up actually being scored as unearned because of the original error.
The throwing error.
Second baseman thrown over to the first. But the comment I was going to make before the bunt, I mean, well executed job by the Dons. I mean, that's how you get your lead back.
This one hit by Williams into right. Playable.
And caught.
And caught. That'll do it for Santa Ana. But the Dons sneak out ahead 3-2, courtesy of Brock Dembo in the bunt. Does it with the power last week, does it with little finesse and dexterity here. And Santa Ana back up 3-2. Quincy Scott going to lead things off here for the Comets, now trailing 3-2. Dons get one across on a bunt from Brock Dembo. Brady Ashworth goes back to work.
Yeah, it was a good job by the Dons there to answer back to that 2-run there and take away a little bit of that momentum. So far, Palomar hasn't been able to shut them down, so you just keep pecking away.
Don Sneddon joining us in the booth here. Coach, thank you for coming on. Mike Cepeda, Emory. So if it sounds like a Zoom call at times from Emory, now you know why.
Yeah. This is what you don't want right here.
Yeah, Ashworth one ball away from issuing a leadoff walk here after the Dons took the lead in the bottom of the first. We're in the top of the fourth. Green light? No. Scott takes strike one, 3-1.
Comes back to the slider. It's interesting. Not a bad choice there.
Green light here, Coach?
Yeah. Low percentage pitch for him right there, but
well, he goes paint here on the outer half.
Yeah.
For strike two. So 3-2 now. Count full on Quincy Scott. Pitch low and away, ball full. So leadoff walk issued from Brady Ashworth, and an opportunity here for the Comets to answer right back here in the top of the fourth.
Yeah, it's a tough pitching thing there. You bat all the way back from a 3-0 count, then you lose him on that ball 4 there. Had a good slider in there and everything else, and pitchers drive me crazy.
Well, you still have a pretty good head of lettuce there, Coach.
Yeah.
Scott with the lead, safely back at first. Here we see Tanner Lappin, freshman from Del Norte High School. And something to monitor here at first base. We know Brady has a terrific move towards first. 1-0, swing and a miss.
Yeah, good pitch there.
Strike one. And the off-speed of beauty here from Brady.
Mixing their pitches up pretty well. George, the pitching coach there, Carleo, has done a good job of mixing the pitches up, and you can't sit dead red right here. You're getting breaking balls and fastball counts. And
going to monitor here what's going on at first base. Scott, bit of a lead. See the throw over. Ashworth keeping him honest.
Ooh.
Well, we're going to have a pretty good look of it here, Coach. Did they get him leaning?
He was definitely leaning.
No.
The 1-1. Swing and a miss. Another beauty off speed there from Ashworth.
Yeah, he's getting a steady diet of that breaking ball. Obviously his best pitch. Now he's got to go to his strikeout pitch, whatever his best pitch is here that he can throw for.
1-2, you think about changing eye level here, or maybe
yes,
maybe
whatever
a pitch
you
out?
can control, your put away pitch, whatever it might be. Usually it's his slider for him, see if he'll chase.
Yeah, I think you should
1-2 curveball, that one a little bit low.
Yeah.
Not a bad choice there to go with the breaking ball low there, and he now has a couple different things that he can come back with here. He can come back with a outside fastball, low and away, and on the plate, and that has a good chance of getting him to swing over. He can come back with a high fastball, high and away.
Oh, I think he got him. Wow. Coach, that's tough. I don't think he went.
No, I don't think he did either. That runner's going to be moving probably right now, I think.
And does Brady maybe think about a pitch or a throw over? He does.
Yeah.
He's off.
Yeah.
Scott aware of the situation. Three and two now. Swing and a miss. There goes the runner.
Ooh.
Throw him out, strike him out. Got him.
Oh, yeah.
From the knees.
From the
Good
knees
job.
from Evan Leibel.
Wow, good arm strength right
Evan
there.
Leibel, just 2 games that at least that I've been able to watch. 2 games that I've been able to watch has just absolutely dominated any base runner who's wanted to steal.
Pretty
or do
decent look of
anything.
it right there,
Gosh,
Coach.
He's done such a good job, whether it's between protecting the ball behind the plate or throwing down. I mean, what a great job.
So
That's
much
the
for
guy
the
that you want catching you all day long.
Exactly right. Emery at 2 gone just like that here in the top of the 4th. It's a momentum builder for the Dons for sure.
And that's a tough pitch, too. Is on a breaking ball. He's able to throw him out and get a good release there. Throw a strike to second and get him out of a jam.
Grounder over to third.
There you go.
Nice pick at first base by Schiavone, and that'll do it for the Comets. They come away empty, 1-2-3. Bottom of the 4th coming up. Dons come away unscathed in the top of the fourth. Up to bat now in the bottom half of the inning.
He's got to be up there. I don't have that in front of me, up in that 70 pitch count.
Emery, what are we looking at pitch count-wise? Probably get a word here from Tony Altabelli as well. Pitch count? 66.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can go ahead and calculate that in a second.
That's 66 here from
67 now after that pitch. 1-2 on Ryan Stock. Stock, his last time up, went yard back at the bottom of the second.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
And Del Vecchio issues the strikeout here. Swing and a miss from Stock on the 1-2 pitch. That'll bring up the top of the order Christian Thompson.
Yeah, Palomar's going to try to at least get 5, maybe 6 innings. They don't want to get in that pen too early.
Yeah. Not seeing anybody getting up here
Now,
in the bullpen.
I'm sure he's on a long leash in the playoffs like this.
For sure.
It's always a tough. Correct. Yeah, I was going to say it's always a tough situation, especially with your starter who should be getting you to the 6th inning, if not the 7th. You don't want to activate the pen early, but also understanding what his history so far has been through the lineup today, and knowing how many tough innings he's had versus how many easy innings he's had back to back.
Right, he hasn't had a shutout inning yet, so.
This is where it can become dangerous. To finish my point, I'm sorry. to finish my point is this is where it can become dangerous, especially working your way through the third time through the order here.
Go give him this.
Yep, and there's that walk.
See the walk here. Just a little bit high, Coach, and well, we saw that being called last week a strike, and
yeah,
a little tighter this week.
Yeah, the rule book tells you the strike zone, but the umpires enforce it. So everybody has their own opinion.
On the monitor, Reggie.
Well, the first time you see him start off with a fastball right there. Good location.
Kyle Ashworth, the batter, 0-1. That went low and away.
Tried to go back with that breaking ball. That seems to be where his comfort zone is, especially with runners on base.
No, it's definitely his out pitch. That's his go-to pitch. Ooh, good. Good swing on that pitch. Oh.
Reggie, turn on the monitor, upper right.
That's okay. We could call from here. Fastball away for a 2-2 count.
Yeah.
And comes back with a breaking ball. Oh, the umpire wanted to call that. That looked pretty good from my angle. I wish we could get a repeat. And here we go. Watch that again. Just a little bit low and inside. I wonder where across the plate we don't have the 3D total recreation, but that looks close enough for me, Coach. I don't know.
Yeah,
too close to take. Yeah, too close to take.
2 strikes. So full count coming up. Swung on it, hit towards the right side.
Having an issue with the camera here. We apologize.
So he goes back with the curveball.
Emery, go ahead and take over.
Yeah, I can. It goes ahead and generates the first out of the inning, but moves the runner over in the process. So Christian Thompson over to second base. Meanwhile, Kyle Ashworth will ground out, doing his job. Up to the plate, Cedric Perez. His third at bat of the day. Starts the breaking ball, swung on a miss, strike one.
Yeah.
That curveball, again, so effective, especially when used as a first pitch swinging strike. We talk about this stat all the time. Just it increases your odds of getting the batter out almost tenfold when you are able to land that strike as a first pitch of an at-bat. Breaking ball in the dirt for ball one. Count goes even.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ground ball hit hard to the left side, but just foul. 1-2. The count favors the pitching staff side of things. Now, head coach, just a quick thought here. You know, you're in the bottom of the fourth inning. You're hoping to get to the fifth, if not the sixth, with Dylan on the mound here.
Yeah.
You know, is there something that you're going to talk about with your catcher or with your pitching coordinator to maybe help you guys get ground balls, or how would you develop kind of a plan going forward here so that you can get your team the better half of things?
Just got that through right there. That's how you do it.
Yeah, that's how you do it exactly.
Right there.
Well, strike three, swung on and missed. And we will head to the top of the fifth. You're watching SoCal College sports coverage of Palomar versus Santa Ana College here in the 3C2A playoffs. We'll see you in just a few moments, guys.
There we go. One pitch, one out.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. So Ashworth begins his fifth inning of work, and when we talk about these later innings or the middle innings for starting pitchers, one thing that we always worked on, at least when I was playing baseball at the college level, is making sure that you work on keeping your innings minimal and you try to be as efficient as possible, and it doesn't get any more efficient than a one-pitch, one-out way to go with a line drive hit to the second baseman.
Right.
Step into the box, Eric Larson. They're playing shortstop today for the Comets. Fastball low to the dirt. Count falls to 1-1.
Well, both pitchers are relying on that breaking ball for their out pitch. If they can't get that over and the other hitters are sitting dead red, it's going to be, with this little breeze here, you're going to see a lot of runs scored. So it's very important they can jump ahead when they do throw a fastball. They hit a location with that, just like that pitch right there. That was a great location.
Yeah, well painted, a little bit low, and that, you know, it's interesting. That was exactly almost the same exact location from last half inning where we saw that breaking ball go across, and the umpire wanted to ring up for the batter, but we'll see how they choose to continue to attack this. He tries to go with the breaking ball there, ends up in the dirt. Nobody on base, so no harm, no foul, even though Evan Leibel, probably one of the most trustworthy catchers at this point in the 3C2A that I've seen around the league at this time.
Yeah, he does a great job back there. Gives a that's what we call just a get it in breaking ball right there, because the hitter's maybe looking dead red, and you just want that pitch over, and generally he won't get a great swing on it, but he didn't get that, threw it in the dirt and didn't get him a chase.
Good old-fashioned gopher killer. Comes with a fastball outside, hits a ground ball towards the right side, and it's picked up and handled by the first baseman. So there's nowhere to go. Check that. It's thrown right over to Ashworth, but picked up by the first baseman and thrown over. So recorded for the second out of the inning.
That's a play you practice 100 times during fall ball and everything else like that. And you'd be surprised sometimes. I've coached in summer level, and how many pitchers forget to break towards first base. Hey,
Coach, we have a pitcher who's remote right now who had some issues with some PFPs.
Let's clear the air really quick. I was able to cover my bags. Throwing to them, on the other hand, that was my issue. In between the years of 2015 to 2017, I was the worst statistical pitcher in the league at fielding PFPs. The only positive side to that was I threw a sinker, and a hard sinker at that, and it made it very difficult to put a bunt down against me. So I was at least in the safety realm of having to be able to fight against these guys with some sort of weapon of my utility belt, if you will.
Coach, to put this into context, Emory Johnson, former pitcher at Moore Park College.
Yeah, I heard that last week with that. He would have come to St. Anna College, we would have took care of that problem, though.
Probably a lot of laps.
Yeah, the mental part of this game can sometimes get to you, whether it's a pitcher. The one thing that's been taken away is with the automatic intentional walk. It's taken away some balls thrown to the backstop.
Swing and a miss. Ashworth out of the top of the fifth. This pitch a beauty from Brady. Ring them up. Quick 1-2-3 inning. We're at the bottom of the fifth inning. 3-2. Dons on top of the Comets. Emory, how many pitches you got for Ashworth? Bottom of the fifth, 3-2 Dons on top of the Comets. 3C2A Baseball live on SoCalCollegeSports.com. It'll be Leibel, Schiavone, and Morrell due up this inning for Santa Ana.
Back to that first pitch breaking ball
So, Mike,
again.
to answer your question, I have on a conservative end about 70 pitches, but we'll see.
Yeah.
My book isn't 100% accurate, but it's close enough.
None of our numbers here at SoCal College Sports are official. So.
Was getting back to
I've been fighting with a stream this entire time.
That's fair. That's fair. 0-2 on Leibel.
Getting back, make that point on the intentional walk, with that being taken away from baseball. There was a lot of bloopers that you would see on TV of intentional walks. It was always, I had pitchers that could not throw ball fours outside, on intentional walks, and we actually had to work that.
Leibel reaches out. Easy play made at first for the first out of the bottom of the fifth. And Shivani.
I think it goes to say, part of the soul of baseball is the small little things such as the intentional walk, and I feel like it's almost a tragedy that we have to take that they're taking those things out of the game, because again, you made a great point. There's a lot of pass balls that have existed, or alternatively, there have been a couple home runs hit or base hits knocked in because the guy couldn't throw the ball too far out of the zone.
Yeah, there's foul ball there. One of my great plays in the state tournament happened on a 3-1 count. The hitter was up, and I told the pitcher to intentionally walk him. So we went 3-2, but then on the 3-2 pitch, we came back in and struck the guy out looking. He thought we were going to intentionally walk him. That was the fun parts of baseball, but you can't do that. Got us out of a jam too with that.
I suppose theoretically you still can, or is there now a new rule where if the catcher stands up with his hand, with his glove on his chest or in his arm out, are you not legally allowed to do that anymore?
Well, that's a good point. I think if you were up doing that, I guess you could do that. But when is the umpire going to say, "Are you intentionally walking?" Or you're saying, "No, I'm not. Just going to see if he's going to chase." So. Yeah, it's a good point. I don't know. I guess you could technically do that. We as coaches do that. We walk guys unintentionally. We don't give them something good to hit. I'm sure you've pitched and had that where you just see if they'll go fishing on some stuff.
Pitch around to somebody,
Yeah, and that can happen, but it is interesting on the intentional walk now. If you no, my pitcher's just wild. I'm not intentionally walking him.
Breaking ball outside corner. Call for strike one. He's just been really, really happy to use that curveball in all counts here today. And after that second inning, he's really settled in. Ground ball hit hard side, hit well by the third baseman, thrown over to first base. And that'll do away with the third of the inning. 1-2-3 inning here for the Comets, and we will see you in just a few moments for the bottom of the sixth inning coming up here on SoCal College Sports.
All right. Important inning here to see if he can keep his pitch count down in here, get him into that seventh inning.
Yeah, that's exactly the goal here. So we're at the top of the sixth.
Yeah.
Just way here. And he's at the top of the lineup with Delvin Lindman up to the plate.
Yeah, this is, I believe they're one of their best hitters, if not the best hitter. So this is a guy you want to get him and keep the momentum from getting out of control right here. Get that first out, especially when their best hitters up to the plate.
These later innings, it's so important to make sure that you just attack early on with fastballs, or not fastballs, but strikes. And it's important to make sure that you don't pitch too far around these guys. Obviously, Ashworth and here 2-1. Breaking ball outside corner.
Yeah, it's a big out for him.
Hit towards the second baseman, and that'll be, yeah, that's first out of the way, almost on the way to the seventh.
Right. Well, if thing goes right, you only have to see him one more time. So that's another thing you think about when you're facing hitters on that. How many times you got to face these good hitters, and that.
Correct. Yeah.
Oh.
Jack Standers stepping into the plate, takes inside for ball one. He's 1 for 2 today, has that RBI.
Yeah. Well, it's so important to be able to throw a breaking pitch in a fastball count, which you see right there. Most pitchers 1-0, you're throwing a fastball in there. He throws that breaking ball in there. And, oh.
Chopper hit over the third baseman, try to jump and grab it. Was Thomas Williams, but just over the glove of him, so that will work its way into a base hit here early on in the top of the 6th inning. Still one away, one aboard. Up to the plate is Bryson Hoshimito.
Yeah, that's where I'd always get on my ground crew for having the dirt around home plate being too hard.
Old tricks of the trade.
Yeah.
Slider, ball one in the dirt. And if anything can be taken from this, a runner on first base has not really bothered Ashworth all too much this afternoon, aside from a little bit of a rocky third inning. Runner, he's been so far so good.
Yeah.
Another slider in the dirt for ball two.
Well, the Dons have taken away the running game per se. Got a guy on the mound that's got a good pickoff move, and you got a catcher that's throwing guys out from his knees. So, if anything, you're just going to get a hit and run situation, which could possibly happen with this pitch right here. You'd be thinking about it anyway. Yeah. Once again, there's that breaking ball and that fastball count.
Swing and a miss on another slider, so he goes back to back to back on the sliders. 2-1 in count, and, you know, that's right. Yeah, he's just looking to try and take advantage of the hitters in those situations. I can't tell you how much of a confidence boost that is from a pitcher's perspective, that your catcher and your pitching coach are willing to make you throw that pitch in that situation. You know, it changes the hitter is now no longer just sitting directly on a fastball, expecting something to come over the plate that's not going to be too bendy. Fastball way outside. Ball three.
Now this is a good hit and run count. It might be aggressive right here. This is, for me, this is a count I would run on unless a guy in first has absolutely no speed. But the only thing keeps you doing that is that you still could see a breaking ball in this count.
Well, I hope your right fielder has a little bit of speed. We don't know.
Well, there
Payoff
you go.
pitch on the way, swung and a miss, and now we go full.
There's that advantage having a pitcher that can throw a breaking ball in a 3-1 count.
Yep.
Now it'll be interesting.
Traditionally, in a 3-1 or a 2-2 count, when you throw a breaking ball to get yourself full, right? Picks over.
Yeah.
Checks the runner.
He, in my mind here, he has to be going. You got to get something going here. And you got to hope this guy can put the ball in play and you get a halfway decent jump out of this thing.
So which pitch is he going to throw? Comes back with the slider, hit towards the left side, picked up by Williams. Williams able to get it over, and the runner is out at first, but the runner will hold on at second. So the double play not in play. That being said, slider was the call. It was hit over and handled well. Williams just making a great play, 5-3. So that'll be second out of the inning, leaving a runner on second.
Well,
Quincy Scott up to the plate.
Again, he's a definition. Pitching backwards in this baseball world means not throwing that fastball, and counts that he's behind in the count, only throwing fastball. He's throwing his breaking ball probably more than his fastball when he's behind the count.
Up and over, move to second base, just trying to keep the runner honest over there. He represents the tying run. That is Jack Sanders standing at second base. Quincy Scott comes into this at bat. He's currently 1-for-1 with a walk, but he was thrown out on a strikeout throwout that we witnessed earlier on 2 innings ago.
Love to see the breakdown of fastballs versus breaking balls that has been thrown today. Normally pitchers' fastballs, you'll get at least anywhere from 50 to 75% of your total pitch count is fastballs. I think that would be reversed in this case here.
Out. Time comes back with the slider. Block. Leibel keeping everybody a little honest here. Check to the plate. Another breaking ball in the dirt, 1 count.
Yeah, he's struggling. He's obviously getting a little bit fatigued, but getting behind and counts a lot more now.
Just trade his team to the 7th. Payoff pitch. Hit towards the right side. Not able to get it over at first was Mark Schiavone, and the runner will come all the way from second base and score at home. And Ashworth not able to keep it under control here in the top of the 6th.
Yeah, he had to come back with a fastball there. He just tried to get it by him, and so yeah, throwing 85 pitches right now. He's getting up in the count there a little bit, so that's something to be concerned about.
Forced in play here at second base, up to the plate, Tanner Lappin.
Get that runner moving to keep out of that double play to give you one more shot to score. Capitalized on that, hitting that fastball to right field.
Picks over to first. That you can keep your runners out of forced situations. I mean, that's kind of the name of the game, especially when you're in chasing one.
Yeah.
Lappin swings and a miss at another slider.
Well, and also getting that opportunity
nice
to get
little jogger in.
To get the runners in scoring position. That's just then that hit can do that. Where in that other situation, sometimes you give up 3 hits and you don't even give up a run yet. So
potentially an eye resetter there from Ashworth. Looked like Leibel was set eyeing away for that. Wouldn't be surprised.
And apologies, we are having some issues with the remote call with Emery Johnson. Mike Cepeda, Don Sneddon, Emery Johnson with you here from Don.
yeah. I think it's interesting in professional baseball. They have a rule out there that you can only throw over twice. That's up in the minor leagues. Keep the game, quote, moving. And he can throw over the third time, but if the runner isn't going, it's a balk.
Wow.
That's a rule now?
No, it's not. It's on the books as a rule. I believe, don't quote me for sure, but I think it is in the minor league somewhere. But Major League Baseball is looking into that, yes.
What do you think about that, Coach?
Again, you're
Well,
yeah.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
Yeah.
Breaking ball in the dirt, and the count works full once again.
It seemed to hit Leibel.
Rob
And
Manfred on his way, ruining baseball.
Yeah.
you see there Leibel smarting a little bit after that. Shakes the shoulders.
Should have the first baseman behind the runner here, I think. See what's.
Gets away.
Slider again, and that's going to fall for a walk.
Tough decision here for Coach Carlejo here. I know he's probably looking down in the pin there and see if he wants to change it up a little bit. Yeah, there he goes out for a visit.
Is this his second visit here, Coach?
Yeah, he still can chat with him.
He's looking over.
Yeah. George was my pitching coach this summer in the Cape Cod League through that. So he does a great job. He'll stay out there as long as he can until the umpire comes and gets him. Give the guy in the bullpen a chance to throw a few more pitches.
Well, speaking strictly from a historical perspective here on this game, the umpire shouldn't actually walk out to the mound. Hasn't done it yet.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know where he's supposed to be following up there within, like 20 seconds. So he must be tired. He's just going to stay behind the mound. Behind the plate. This could be the game right here. This is a critical point.
So top of the 6th inning, 2 runners on, first and second, no outs.
Oh, we got 2 outs
Or
here.
2 outs. Caden, yeah, 2 outs. Fouls it off to the right side. Fastball up and in. Just a little bit of protecting there. He's way late on that pitch.
Softball score right now, 3-0. Lady Dons in front of Long Beach City College.
And what inning would that be?
I believe they're in the 5th.
Okay.
Was an injury timeout when I went over there. We hope she's okay.
Zuba. It's a breaking ball in the outside corner. That's going to be ball 1.
Didn't miss by much.
Very close. In fact, that pitch has been called a strike today.
It has.
Oh.
1-1, grounded over to the left side, foul. Takes another fastball inside, and that was just another job of protecting there. So 2 high and in fastballs that have worked their way into being strikes as foul balls. Slider for a ball. And Ashworth 1 pitch away again from getting out of this top of the 6th. Presumably his last inning of work today. Ashworth in the set, checks over. Grounded over to the left side, and that's through the hole. This is going to be looking at a run. Cut off in the middle of the field and thrown over second. Williams not able to throw over in time, so the go-ahead run is aboard with the base hit from Souza.
Yeah, just a hanging breaking ball.
Hung it, and now the Comets up 4-3.
Yeah, that should be it for him, I would think.
What's his pitch count up to there, Emery? 95 pitches here, Coach.
It's high 80s.
Yeah.
We just got the official word, 95.
Yeah, they're just stalling for time here. We'll see if the umpire actually comes out this time and breaks up this meeting. George should be on his way out, I would think. Yeah, there he goes. So first base umpire should have motioned over there to bring in the pitchers. Technically, after they motion, you're not supposed to be able to throw another pitch.
Well, that's going to do it for Brady Ashworth. He steps off the mound after 5 2/3 innings. Score 4-3. The Comets lead it, and we'll see who's coming in to relieve Ashworth. Ashworth, again, coming off of 2 really tough starts here in the playoffs, but he's been leading his team, and they have their faith in him.
It'll be Matt Schiavone coming in for relief. Back in a moment here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Matt Schiavone on the mound now here in relief of Brady Ashworth. Freshman from Servite. He will face Harvey.
Kyle Harvey stepping in 1-2 today.
First pitch
Bounce
swinging.
over the right side, and that's going to be a base hit that finds its way through the gap.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, another run will score.
Another run across for the Comets. 5-3.
First pitch hitting there, just a fastball over the middle of the plate. A lot of hitters will just take that pitch to see the first pitch from a reliever like that, but Palomar jumped right on that and did a great job of going to the right side.
So 3 across here in the top of the 6th for Palomar. They lead it by a couple. And here comes Eric Larson for the Comets.
Yeah.
Freshman from Sage Creek. Jumped right on top of him. Coach did not allow Schiavone to get comfortable whatsoever.
Yeah. He's obviously going to have to get a breaking ball over here sometime here pretty quick.
It looked to me to be a breaking ball that he just threw first pitch. I couldn't tell.
Was it?
Seemed like it slid right across the top of the zone. Might have been a slider. I don't know. Tough to tell.
This one hit out of play.
We got to invest in that radar gun for you guys so we can.
You know, we tried implementing that last year in the pocket radar. Just didn't work.
Didn't work. Okay.
It was it would show us a number, but it was 4, 5, sometimes even 7 miles an hour below what the pitcher was actually throwing, based on the radars that they had at the club or at the ballpark. And you know, we're trying to promote the abilities of kids. We don't want to take away. We don't want to shortchange them. You know, MPH.
Exactly.
You know, if a pitcher's throwing 95 but it's only showing 89, it might curtail a scout or two from maybe.
You never know.
You know, throwing something at it. 1-2 low. So we decided to go against it until we could invest in a higher end system, and of course, you know, those don't come cheap. So, in due time, Coach.
Yeah, due time.
Just fouled off again.
Yeah.
I remember when we were doing the games, we started just with video. We were covering Santa Ana baseball when you were the coach here.
Yeah.
Coach Tim Matz said that he had a radar gun that we could maybe use. Now, we didn't have the ability then with the technology at that point to implement it on the live stream, but you know, we would report the readings, and now we do have the ability to be able to do that. Technology surely has come a long way, especially since we started doing this.
Oh my God! Yes, my video experience. I put right in the middle, in the back of home plate up there. We had a security camera, which we put down for our hitters, so we could video our hitters at least, and had a little feed inside our dugout in there, and
see if
we
would
watch
their hips,
so
their
we
shoulders,
could just watch a little bit and just see what we were doing, not during the game, but after the game, and that was our first attempt of.
Deuce is wild for Shivani, and this one chopped foul, and
he's hanging tough.
Larson doing a good job of battling himself. Both teams are really excelling here today, hitting with 2 strikes, and Palomar up 2 runs. Here in the top of the 6th. 5 runs on 9 hits, 2 errors. And you think about the only 3 hits on the board for Santa Ana.
Yeah.
And at what point will regression to the mean maybe take over for Santa Ana? See that number in the hit column and the run column start to creep its way up. 2-2. This one in play.
Oh.
And through second base, another run will score 4th of the frame here for Palomar. It's one of those ground balls with eyes, just finding a perfect spot. A tough play at second base for Cedric Perez, and it leaks through.
Good job just by putting the ball in play, which isn't very popular in the big leagues. But there's a great example of what you call little ball or old-fashioned baseball.
That.
Yeah.
Just throw that out there.
Yeah. Got to run.
Ethan Ellis, now the batter for the Comets. Showing bunt.
Would have caught everybody by surprise.
I was just going to say,
myself right there. You don't see that
I was going to ask, well, you know, what's the strategy here behind the bunt? But everybody playing back, so well, trying to catch everybody off guard, keep them honest anyway. 1-1.
Well, you're the 9 hitter. You just don't want to make an out. See, there's 27 outs, and if you can keep from making 3 of those.
This is a nasty pitch here from Shivani.
Yeah.
Call it a knee bender.
So he's just trying to get on base to get the leadoff hitter on. That's what that was for.
Did he go right back to the breaking ball?
I would think so.
Should.
That one outside, 2-2.
Yeah, he didn't want to miss here. You don't want to go 3-2 and get the runners running here, so you want to try to get this out on this pitch right here. Oh.
Outside again. Shivani trying to nibble. Does not get the call. Well outside. upon further review. And now the count full. Exactly what you said, Coach. Runners should be going.
Yeah, makes it easy to score on a base hit, anything through there, and
well outside. And that one could have been trouble. Leibel stays in front of it, but now the base is full.
And the leadoff hitter coming up. Walked the ninth hitter, Cardinalson.
And, Coach, as you said, Devlin Lindemann, one of the best hitters in the state, 6-foot freshman from Canyon Lake, Temescal Canyon High School, and another visit to the mound for the Dons.
Yeah, you might see another change.
Do I dare
here.
say what he's batting for today?
Is he batting 100?
0 for 3.
Yep.
0 for 3.
And as a coach, you don't like that either because he's a good hitter, and he's 0 for 3, so he's due.
He's due.
Yeah, looking strikeout in the first inning. Ground out to the first baseman, handled it himself, and a 4-3. And, yeah, so that's how we end up here.
How about Palomar? 6 runs on 10 hits. Double digits in hits here today.
Yeah, they've been really able to attack the ball and hit it in the gaps. I mean, a couple lucky situations where the ball just hit just wide of a fielder, but that's all things that you practice day in, day out. You know, putting the bat on the ball is the most important thing you can do as a hitter in these situations with runners on base.
Yeah.
Lindemann started off with ball 1. Nowhere to put him. Bases juiced. Top of the 6th. 4 already across in the top half of this inning. The Dons trying to stop the bleeding here. That one in there from Shivani for strike 1.
It's a good pitch right there. You didn't want to miss there because then you got the best hitter again, and you got to feed him that pitch for a strike, and that's not a good situation. So hopefully we'll see if he can get another pitch over here.
1-1 in there, strike 2.
Great spot. Great spot.
Coach, I mean, that's right at the knees.
Yeah.
Well, was that the slider?
It could have been a backup slider. It's tough to tell from this angle.
If it was, that would be 2 sliders back to back. I'm having a hard time telling from here. If I was directly behind the plate, I would 100% be able to tell you. But if that was that same pitch, no, that was a fastball.
Little movement on there.
Usually you can tell by the sound.
Yeah, might have a little cut. Actually, in a cutter today.
You can tell sound by the catcher's glove whether it's a fastball or not, just the way it pops. So we'll see here. Here's another key pitch.
2-2.
Oh, ring him up. Oh, no.
Oh, we'll have a pretty good look at it here.
Tough pitch to take.
That's been a strike all day. I don't.
Everybody's going. Here we go.
Payoff pitch coming from Shivani on Lindemann. In the dirt,
close.
ball 4. Shivani
That,
walks home the 5th run of the inning for Palomar. We're still going. 2 outs now. Here comes another pitching change for the Dons. 7-3. The wheels falling off here for Santa Ana in the top of the 6th. Back in a moment here with a pitching change. SoCalCollegeSports.com's coverage, 3C2A playoff baseball. Jamie Urban, your new pitcher for the Dons. In a tough spot, bases loaded, 2 outs, top of the 6th, already 5 runs across for the Comets. This one gets away from Leibel.
Oh.
Player safe at home. You see Leibel here. Gets away and the throw late. 8-3, the Comets pouring it on here in the top of the 6th. Well, Coach, we were saying off camera, Urban seemed to be having some issues with his command. We see it right off the bat. Ball 1 gets away from Leibel. And this one back up the middle. This will be another couple runs for the Comets. Well, if the wheels were coming off before, they're fully off now here in the top of the 6th for Santa Ana.
Give Palomar all the credit here. They're hitting the ball and putting it in places where infielders aren't. Not really hitting the ball extremely hard, but boy, they've really managed to place that, place those ground balls through the middle or the right side.
One in there from Urban for strike 1. Working on Hashimoto. Sanders with the RBI single last time out. Throw back to check Sanders. First and second. Coach, did I lose a batter? No. Did I lose a runner? I thought I did maybe. No, but I remember the run came home.
Right.
On the pass ball. Was that a pass ball or a wild pitch?
I would call it a wild pitch probably. Obviously, you don't like to see that right off the bat when your bases are loaded, and then a ground ball base hit up the middle. Keeps the inning alive.
0-2, throw over to first. Well, it's best of 3, not win or go home, but
right.
The Dons bats relatively quiet here today. Had the lead coming into this inning, but 8 across for Palomar. We've seen big innings from there. Saw it last week, as we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, in the top of the 9th. Second game of the series versus Pasadena City. Chopper over to third. This could be a tough play. And does that get away? It does.
Tough play. Had to come up and throw a strike there. Yeah.
Throw just not there, and unfortunately unable to pick it.
Once again, the importance of putting the ball in play. And unfortunately, if you're on the Santa Ana side, means a possibility of keeping the inning alive and some adding on to an already 8-run inning.
Well, when Tony Barbone, who was our color commentator up at Fresno for so many years at the 3C2A championships, snowmen, not a number you want to see on the scoreboard.
Yeah.
If you're the opposing team.
No,
it's not half. So.
As in the game of golf, as in the game of baseball, it works both ways.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I've seen them a lot in both situations, on the golf course and here. So.
Well, speaking of that, we'll have, I believe we have the Ed Arnold Golf Classic promo. We'll play for you at the 7th inning stretch. And from this past week,
it was awesome.
The fundraiser was on Monday, and doing great things here for Santa Ana College.
Yeah, it was a great tournament. Raised some good money for our athletes, and that should be strike
Did that
three.
get him?
That should get him. There we go.
And he's going to sit. We're going to have a pretty good look of it here. Does Quincy Scott go? Yep, he did.
Yes, he does.
And that'll do it. But 8 runs across. The Comets, 10 runs, 12 hits. They lead it 10-3 here. We head to the bottom of the 60th. The Dons can respond from Don Sneddon Field. And we head to the bottom of the 6th here. Comets up 10-3, 8 runs in the top of the 6th for Palomar. Mike Cepeda, Emery Johnson with you. Want to again give special thanks to Don Sneddon, Santa Ana College legendary coach. And at the field with his namesake on it, Don Sneddon Field. The Dons looking to rally here down the stretch. And Del Vecchio, who had some control issues early, gave up runs in the first, second, and the third. Some scoreless frames in the 4th and the 5th. And he's limited the Dons to only 3 hits today. In fact, 2 errors resulting in a couple runs for the Dons. 2 of their 3 runs are unearned. The only earned run was Ryan Stock with a solo shot back in the bottom of the 2nd. Brock Denbo at the plate. Denbo bunted homer run back in the 3rd inning. Last time we saw Santa Ana scratch one across and Denbo aboard with a leadoff walk. That's the last thing you wanted to see if you're a Comet fan, but the margin of error pretty high for the Comets, being up by 7 runs. 12 hits on the day.
Yeah, leadoff walk's not particularly welcome. That being said, the 10 runs definitely pads things a little bit here.
Thomas Williams now the batter. Denbo at first. Vecchio 0-1. That one hit the short. This could be a tough play, and it is. The throw off the mark. And I wonder if that'll be a throwing error or a hit. We're awaiting word from the scorekeeping. That should be the 4th hit of the day for the Dons. It was a tough play that was hitting the deep hole between 3rd and short. So 1st and 2nd, nobody out,
Yeah,
and the making of a big inning here for the Dons. Go ahead, Emery.
Again, if the player's moving out of his way to try and make the play, out
First
of the
pitch
area,
swinging.
generally
This might
the
fall in.
benefit
Stock.
will go to the hitter.
Has this one get away on the throw? So Stock moves up to 2nd on the throwing error. Denbo comes around to score. It's 10-4. Still nobody out. 2nd and 3rd now for the Dons. And activity in the bullpen. This might be
Mike,
all she wrote for Del Vecchio.
So was that an error throwing over to third base?
Yes.
Is that what I see?
It was an error over to third.
From
See
the
Brock.
right fielder, correct?
That's affirmative. Yeah, error in right. We credit it to Sanders. Trying to get Dembo at third. Yeah. So second and third. And we will have a pitching change from Don Sneddon Field. Well, Coach Sneddon said we might see him tomorrow. And, these baseball players and coaches are a superstitious bunch. I wonder if we might not see him tomorrow if they come back and win this thing.
It
remains to be seen. 10-4, the Dons thinking comeback here from Don Sneddon Field. Back in a moment with a pitching change on SoCalCollegeSports.com's live coverage 3C2A playoff baseball. Blake Ignasiak, the new pitcher for the Comets. That's all she wrote for Dylan Delvecchio. They'll face Christian Thompson, top of the order for the Dons. Second and third, nobody out. And the Dons thinking big inning here, giving up a crooked number in the top half of the sixth. They're going to respond in a big way in the bottom half of the inning. Mike Cepeda, Emery Johnson with you on today's coverage. Happy you've joined us, everyone. Spread the word. www.SoCalCollegeSports.com. Also on YouTube, SoCal College Sports 1. The 1-0 outside from Ignasiak. 2-0. Well, Emery, I'm hearing a pretty good pop in the glove from Blake Ignasiak, but control a bit of an issue early on. That one
yeah, he's
also
got that nice low three-quarter, almost sidearm type action there, but it's kind of tough. It depends on how long he's been warming up, and whether or not he was mentally ready to go out on the mound. You only really get a little bit of time sometimes, and so it's whether or not his head is in the right space right now as he draws out the walk.
Walks Christian Thompson on 4 straight pitches, and the last thing you wanted to see if you're the Comets, and now they're loaded. Here comes Kyle Ashworth, and Ashworth can bail out his brother in a big way here. One swing of the bat. Denbo already across, leadoff walk this inning. Ashworth swinging on the first pitch, could be 2.
Not in time.
1 for
But
sure.
RBI. So it's a 6-4. He's able to get a board.
6-4, first and third now.
go. There's the first out of the inning.
So 2 across here in the bottom of the 6th. Well, we wondered at one point, would the hit number start to creep its way up, a couple across this inning. Walk's not doing any favors for Palomar. That pitch in there for strike 1 on Cedric Perez. That's a 1-1.
Here's the final line for Dylan. Was a 5-inning pitch, 4 hits, 4 runs, 2 earned, 5 walks, and 3 strikeouts.
Another one on the inner half for strike 2. So 1-2. On Cedric Perez. And Perez lays off. Oh, even up the count. That went outside from Ignasiak.
He works the count full here, and with runners on first and third, and only 1 out, the Dons may be able to add 1 more here.
That one fouled off
Staying alive
by Perez. That's a great job by Perez. And that one, a tough play. This could be 2. And just like that, the Comets out of the inning. Has popped to second base and doubled up at first. 2 across. The lead cut in half, 10-5. We head into the 7th inning. 10-5, Comets on top of the Dons. Ten to 5, we head into the top of the 7th inning. Manuel Niebla now pitching for Santa Ana. It starts things off with a strike. Lappin, Suba, and Harvey do up this inning for the Comets. Breaking pitch in there for strike 2. Beauty of a pitch there from Niebla. Mike Cepeda, Emery Johnson, remote from Porter Ranch. The 0-2 from Niebla. Chopper over to second base. Should be an easy play, and it is. That'll bring up Zuba. One gone at the top of the 7th. That one in the dirt.
Yeah, at this point, if you're staying and looking to try and get outs here and get your guys back up to the plate so that they can try to affect the overall end here.
Fastball right at the knees as Zuba was showing bunt there. 1-1. Zuba comes away shaking his head. What's he shaking his head about? That's not the one he wants to bunt on? Is that what he's thinking?
Not that he didn't want to bunt, but you know, sometimes coaches will emphasize or tell their guys, you know, go ahead and square a bunt. Try to see if you can get this pitcher to you know, throw a ball in the dirt or throw a pass ball.
Gotcha.
See if you could get it in his head. But you know, sometimes they were looking at that pitch going, man, I really would have liked the ability to go ahead and take a swing at that, because it's a design take.
That one put away, so 2 up and 2 down. That one barely in time with the play made at first base. It's a nice job at short by Brock Dembo.
Yeah, just out of the reach of Williams. Yeah, Brock Dembo just doing a really good job of making sure he protects his third baseman, who's trying to come out of position to make that play.
I believe we have a pinch hitter.
Yeah, that
This is
that
Carter
is not
Hayne.
Kyle Harvey.
No, it's Carter Hayne.
Yep.
So Carter Hayne, freshman from Arcadia. 1-1 foul back. Yep, first at bat. And he's going up against a player who's dealing right now in Niebla.
Already down in a hole, 2 strikes, and Niebla, all he's got to do is just throw strikes here and get outs.
The 1-2.
Best case
In there, ring them up, sit them down, 3 up and 3 down for Emmanuel Niebla. And there is Emmanuel. Terrific job. We'll see him ring them up on this last replay
inning
here.
That's a great inning right there.
Froze him with that one on the outer half. We head to the bottom of the 7th stretch time here from Don Sneddon Field.
If you're thinking about having a day off of work, and if you're thinking about having fun, and you're thinking about making new friends, this is the best golf tournament to do it.
It's a wonderful cause for someone to get involved with Santa Ana College, particularly those who have experienced this great school.
Well, I was here 2 years at Santa, 2 really great years. Played on a couple sports teams, and so Really got to know the school, a lot of the people at the school.
My parents are alumnus, and they always spoke about how all the success they had started local. It started at Santa Ana. And so I owe a debt of gratitude, as does my family.
It's a great opportunity to help young people. We offer scholarships, and we also offer money to the athletic department to give them a chance to buy equipment that's not covered by the regular budget.
Now I could just like focus on softball, and like I don't have to worry.
Back at Don Sneddon Field, and bottom of the 7th, Evan Leibel will start things off for the Dons. Swing and a miss, 0-1.
With a good day behind the plate. Let's see if he can start something here in the bottom of the 7th.
That one fouled off. Quickly 0-2 on Evan. Ignasiak outside, ball 1. It looked like Ignasiak maybe had some control issues in the bottom of the 6th, but a nice double play to get out of that inning, and he comes back here in the 7th. Ahead 1-2. That one fouled out of play. There is Blake Ignasiak. We'll do the 1-2 again.
Or not.
Or maybe in a little bit.
Yeah.
That one up the middle. Ranging to his left is Larson. He records out number 1 here in the bottom of the 7th.
Yeah, I was just hit a little bit too softly. Allowed the shortstop to get over and make a play on that.
That'll bring up Schiavone. Schiavone started off with a strike 0-1. This one fouled off, and Schiavone just like that quickly behind 0-2. Well, Ignasiak coming out a ball of fire here in the bottom of the 7th on the mound for the Comets. Both of the batters he's faced 0-2.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what you want to do out of the bullpen is just continue to attack these hitters.
Ignasiak trying the outside part of the plate. That's well outside. A 1-2. And that one hits
Ow.
Schiavone, and we could hear that here.
I think it hit his cleats. That's why it sounded so loud.
We're going to see it. It hits his heel.
Right in the ankle. Right in the Achilles heel.
Yeah,
Ouch.
That's never a fun time. He's okay.
Hopefully it hit a little bit of the padding there that's on the cleats.
Yeah, he seems to be up and around.
Should be good. Should be good to go.
Throw over to first from Ignasiak. Well, he had him 1-2.
That's insult to injury.
Yeah. Maybe by design.
That usually is, actually. It's kind of a Just a message of, yeah, I'm watching you. I know you're still there.
Do you have? Can you put everything in that flat pack in here? What do you mean? Everything that you guys are using for that setup in particular? You can empty all that out in here.
We can't fit the entire like the whole. We got like the whole big case in the computer machine. We just bring it back.
No. What I'm saying is, so all I have to do, I know all the cords and stuff. I mean, like all the privileges.
Well, count is even 1-1 here. Their fastball inside fouled straight back. It looks like he's seen it pretty well. Kyle Morrell doing his best to fight it off, but his barrel almost on it there. Seeing all fastballs so far. 1-2 the count. Runner on first base, 1 out, bottom of the 7th. Don's chasing 5 here. Now, it's not out of the realm of possibility, but you got to start something here in the bottom of the 7th if you want a chance in the later innings. Next pitch on the way, dirt. So ball 2. We're waiting for the payoff. On the way. Popped up and away to the left side. Still even. 2-2 count.
Back with you here, Em. Sorry about that.
No problem.
Softball, a winner. 8-0 over there, son? 6 innings. A winner in 6 for the Lady Dons. 2-2 in play.
Ground ball toward the right side.
Might be 2.
Picked up and thrown over, and a double play call as
Wow.
they're able to flip it over. So a 1-2-3 inning. Side is retired, and that was just easy for them to get off the field. So no rally in the bottom of the 7th. We head to the top of the 8th. You're watching SoCal College Sports coverage of Santa Ana baseball here in the 3C2A. We'll see you in just a minute.
Look pretty safe. Top of the 8th, it's 10-5. Comets, courtesy of a huge top of the 6th. 8 runs across in that frame. Lead it by 5 over the Dons. Manuel Niebla.
Mike, I'd like to see that play over again on this 4-6-3. Looked like he was safe over at first, but nonetheless, Kyle Morrell will be called out, and we will be here in the top of the 8th.
It was pretty bang, but yeah, upon further review, and obviously the umps do not have the privilege of replay. We do.
Give them that privilege.
It's true.
No, but I'm saying we could give them.
Hey, here's a monitor.
Yeah, take a look.
Niebla, 2-1. Pumps the fastball in for a strike.
Too good to take there.
Showing bunt.
That was just right over the middle of the zone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Count now even. Working against Larson, and Larson puts this one into play. Should be a routine play at first, and it is. Denbo makes quick work of that. No doubt about that one.
Yeah, well, so we're down to the final 6 outs here for Santa Ana, that is. Palomar working on their final 5 now. And it's all a matter of whether or not you can get runs aboard in both innings. I mean, obviously, you can do it all in the 9th, but that's not the preferable way to go about things.
Ethan Ellis.
Ethan Ellis. Takes a breaking ball low for ball 1. Whoa.
I get a little smile there from Niebla.
Fastball that got I don't know if that's a little fastball that just got away from him or something like that, but
Bunt laid down. Over in time.
Was that a bunt, Mike? I thought that was
no, that was a bunt.
Chopped.
Did he get that in time?
In
the glove, right there.
Yes, he did.
Close play. Niebla fields his position for the second out. So 2 up and 2 down. Here comes Lindemann. The big bat in the lineup leading off today for the Comets. Fouls off strike number 1. There's Niebla.
So far quiet today outside of the walk. Evidently, well, as every single run was important in that inning, he was the last runner to score in their big 6th inning where they scored 8.
Lindemann puts this one into center field for a base hit.
And there you go. That was 1 for 5.
Well, what was the last?
Too good of a pitch to hit there.
What did Don Sneddon say earlier? You expect him to be due at some point. We see Lindemann on with a 2-out single here in the top of the 8th.
Yeah, I mean, as the percentages would work themselves out, you're expecting 1 for 4 at the least, if not 1 for 5. Percentages will work themselves out. And at the end of the day, he's 1 for 4 now with a walk as well, so his on-base percentage not looking too affected. I can actually pull it up right now.
Swing and miss, big cut for Sanders. 0-1.
Yeah, his on-base percentage around 460, so keep it true with that.
One fouled off, and Sanders in a hole.
He keeps attacking with that fastball. And Niebla has he does have a breaking ball in there. He doesn't like to show it too much. But see if he goes here with 0-2.
That one on the outside
That was
half.
close.
Oh, pretty good look of it here. Yeah.
Just off.
That's good location, though. Let's see what he comes back with. 1-2. And this one
Too much to the plate there.
taken care of by Denbo. Hit well, but right to the shortstop. And no runs, no hits, no errors. 1 left. We head to the bottom of the 8th. 10-5. Palomar 6 outs away from a win here on day one, 3C2A playoff baseball, Donsden Field. Bottom of the eighth, the Dons running out of outs here. Brock Dembo will lead things off. I believe last time he was up, he led off with a walk and scored the first run of the bottom of the sixth for the Dons. Mike Cepeda, Emery Johnson with you on today's broadcast. Palomar, 10 runs on 13 hits. They've committed 3 errors. It could be a lot worse for the Dons in this one, if not for those errors. 5 runs on 5 hits for the Dons. They do have an error as well. That went in for a strike from Ignasiak on Dembo. 2-1. That went on the inner half. Back to live action. Dembo gives this one a ride to the warning track, but playable. Play made by Ethan Ellis for out number 1. Here comes Thomas Williams. Hitting in the 8th spot here today for the Dons. There is Thomas, freshman from Ocean View High School. Strike 1 from Ignasiak. The 0-1. This one hit into left field. Williams goes oppo. And we have a runner aboard. 1 out single for Thomas Williams, and Ryan Stock, who went yard earlier, now up to bat.
Well, Williams, the man who got it done a lot last week on Friday.
Yep.
We'll see if his efforts, at least today. I mean, he's got 2 back-to-back base hits now. Ryan Stock 2 for 3 as they're on their 4th time around the rotation here. If he can have maybe have a day at it, maybe help out the ultimate cause here. Chasing 5, it seems like a big scary number, but you would be surprised on how quickly that could change.
Does seem to see some activity in the bullpen for the Comets. 1-0 on Stock inside, 2-0. Stock with a solo shot at the bottom of the 2nd for the Dons.
I don't know if that was a slider or a cutter. It looked like it just came out of the hand and he didn't really get all the way around it. Mike, was that pretty slow from your perspective?
I would say it was an off-speed pitch, 2-0 pitch. I mean, that's another one that looked like it was a little
He
soft.
came right back with it. Yeah, that looks like a slider there that he's trying to throw in there. I was gonna say it doesn't look like he's just throwing around a cutter, which you emphasize when you throw a cutter. You're trying to throw it hard. Not that you're not trying to throw a slider hard. I threw a pretty hard slider when I played, but nonetheless, yeah, tries to go back to back to back again.
So when you're executing a slider, it doesn't necessarily have to be hard, but usually it is.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on the pitcher. Obviously, there's so many different things that come into it. He's a low three-quarter guy, so he might be trying to really get a lot of right to left movement out of it. I generally threw my slider hard because my slow pitch was a curveball.
3-1 could be 2. And that's a nice job by Williams. Williams
Well safe. Easy call.
keeps the inning alive
Yeah,
by
so
running out that one pretty hard.
it depends on the pitcher. If you have a power breaking ball, I had a pretty power breaking ball. My plus pitch was my curveball, but I threw a hard slider that was kind of close to a cutter. And that was just to change the perspective of the hitter. So if they're looking for an outside fastball, something that came out of the hand like a fastball ended up being a slider on that side corner. So just move enough. Some guys would use a cutter there. Some guys would throw a slider. I preferred the slider grip.
Remember if you could take over just a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks, sir.
So here at the top of the lineup, Christian Thompson. He's had an interesting day. He's been aboard and scored. Walked 2 times, so 0 for 1 in the book as it stands. Takes ball 2. Outside is fastball. So the Dons still with 1 aboard, but 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. 4 outs remaining for the Dons. Hard hit ball to the left side, drifting all the way back and off the wall out to left field was Quincy Scott, and he was not able to get to it, and that's going to bring 1 runner home. And it looks like a stand-up double for Christensen as he is able to crush the ball opposite field and gets a ball off the wall all the way out to left field, and he hammered that. So another runner aboard here. And an RBI for Thompson. So 6-10. The Dons now chasing 4 with 2 outs and a runner standing on second, Christian Thompson. Kyle Ashworth up to the plate. He was doubled up last inning. Last time he was up. Takes a ball, first pitch. Checks the runner, goes to the plate, fastball up and away, ball 2. These late innings are just so important for the teams to kind of batten down the hatches and get ready for the ride here. And it looks like the Dons aren't ready to just give up and wave the flag. 3-0 is the count, and they are getting a lot of help here. But you'll take it. You'll take it when it comes to you.
Bat on the shoulder
3-0s
all the way.
Outside corner, strike 1. Yeah, he's all take there. So he's seen 4 fastballs this at bat. 3-1 is the count again. 2 outs, runner on second. The Dons chasing 4. High fastball, ball 4, and he's going to walk him. So 2 runners aboard. Now the force is available at third base, second, or first.
Right now for the Comets, disaster written all over this inning. One already across. You have the meat of the order coming up for the Dons.
Yeah, the Dons are pretty stacked top and bottom. They really don't have any serious weak spots in their lineup. And given that Palomar and Santa Ana are close-ish in proximity, they probably relevant foes to each other. Probably know each other well. Let's see if there's any activity in the Comet bullpen. Yet to be seen. Ground ball hit hard on the left side, but that's going to be an easy flip over, and that's going to be the 3rd out of the inning. But not before 1 run gets aboard, and the Dons get 1 back. 6-10 the score as we go into the top of the 9th. It's the final 6 outs to be played here in Santa Ana. You're watching SoCal College Sports coverage of the 3C2A playoffs. Well, we come back here at the top of the 9th. And Palomar will stay with Niebla to continue his work here in the top of the 9th. Again, Don's chasing 4 here. Breaking ball outside for ball 1.
And they need to keep it at 4.
And it appears that Bryson Hashimoto will be subbed out as there's a pop fly hit, and as you saw, is a different batter up there to the center fielder. So fly out to center to start things off here at the top of the 9. The Dons 2 outs away from getting back up to the plate.
Yeah. This will be Quincy Scott, number 40.
Yep, my lineup is correct. Yeah, I just needed to make sure that that was a substitution there. Grounded over to the left side, picked up by Williams. Williams over to first base, and easy to record it out. So 3 pitches and 2 outs. Only one easier way to do that. That'd be to throw a strike first pitch on the leadoff batter. So Quincy Scott out of the way. Tanner Lappin stepping up to the plate.
Lappin at first base today.
Been on base twice. Takes inside for ball 1.
Pretty good job by Niebla, really challenging these hitters for Palomar and getting in and out of the dugout. I believe that's 5 in a row retired for Niebla.
Yep. Yeah. Let's see. We have G53, F8, L6. Well, no, there's a base hit, so it's 3 in a row.
5 out of 6.
It was Devin Lindman. Yeah, 5 out of 6. But it's been relatively painless for Niebla. Into the windup. Blown away, ball 2. as strike one. So there we go. First pitch on the inside. It looks like a little bit of a breaking action.
1-2 now.
Check that 1-2. I'm sorry.
Now on Lappin.
Payoff pitch. Inside. Ooh, umpire holds off. Doesn't want to call it.
That'll even it up.
He's been in that area all day long for calling a strike. Yeah, 2-2 falls the count.
Yeah, Leibel thought it was good. He was about to walk off, and umpire said, not so fast.
Leibel was doing his best to sell it. Swung and hit hard to the left side, and that's going to fall in for a base hit. Williams not able to get over. And that was hit pretty hard. I couldn't tell exactly, but you're sitting right there, Mike. It sounded like it came off the bat pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good, pretty solid. It's a tough response there from Niebla. Now his second hit allowed by Emmanuel, but the inning stays alive for the Comets here in the top of the ninth.
So Caden Zuba up to the plate now. He's got an RBI today. Squares to bunt, takes strike one on the slow sweeping slurve ball, slurve curve. Nice breaking ball there on the first pitch strike.
Whatever it was effective.
Yeah. It's what you call is like a 2-7 curveball, 2-8 curveball, not a 12-6. Same pitch back to back, and that was beautiful work. Oh, and the throw over to second it looks to be that they got Lappin in a pickle here, and he's going to be retired as he was caught in a pickle trying to go. I don't know if they're trying to execute a bunt and run, but nonetheless,
they were.
Evan Leibel stands up and throws right on over, and that's going to be the end of the top of the ninth inning. So funnier ways have happened in baseball, but that's one of the funnier ways to get caught in a pickle. And we'll head to the bottom of the ninth. The Dons chasing 4 here, and you're watching SoCal College sports coverage of 3C2A playoff baseball. Well, here we go. Austin Schroeder on the mound here at Palomar College. So far this season, he's had 22 appearances.
Not now. 1?
He's had 22 appearances, 1 loss, but 11 saves, and he's pitched 20.2 innings. He's only given up 15 hits, 7 runs, 7 earned runs, and he's got 29 strikeouts in 22 outings. So figure he's going to be attacking the zone, and he starts with a breaking ball on the outside corner to start things off against Evan Leibel. Does it come over the top again? This one low and inside. Well, his K through 9 is 12.63. He's only given up 1 home run. And those are pretty good closer stats. With 11 saves, this is the guy that you want on the mound. Hit hard, line drive into the gap, and Leibel is on board for the first batter of the bottom of the 9th inning. And he's able to take advantage of a curveball right there. No problem. Well done to get aboard.
Leadoff man on here for the Dons, chasing 4 in the bottom of the 9th.
So some Mark Scavone.
Schiavone.
Up to the plate. Schiavone. Thanks for the correction, Mike. Takes inside. Ball 1. So Schiavone has been hit by a pitch today. He's been aboard 3 separate times. Only flew out 1 time to left field. Takes inside, strike 1. That was a little bit inside, but we'll let it slide. Umpire has been a little bit wild today with his zone. He's allowed a lot of pitches on the corners there. All it takes at this point is hits and some grit. Ball in the dirt.
Yeah.
Handled by Lindman. Ball 2. Looks like another breaking ball. He's coming over from that kind of tall arm slot on the right side. Palomar, at the time being, feeling pretty comfortable. Fouled hard over to the left side. Scavone not able to get all over on it. Schiavone. Schroeder in the set. Doesn't check his runner, goes straight home, and he throws a pass ball. That's going to be easy for Leibel to go ahead and move over on the wild pitch. And Lindman wanted nothing to do with that pass ball as a fastball hard in the dirt. Watch that again, just boom. So wild pitch brings it full count here with a runner in scoring position. Again, no outs, bottom of the 9th. It's all down to this for the Dons. Schroeder not happy with that baseball, wanted another one. Umpire says okay. A little bit of changing of the jewelry there. And we shall see how this ends up. The 3-2 pitch. On its way. High and ball 4, so he works out a walk. Runners first and second.
Activity in the
Dons
bullpen.
are aboard here.
Yep. First and second,
Yeah.
nobody out.
And
Something brewing for Santa Ana. And activity in the bullpen
the
for
question
Palomar.
And the question that I would ask, Mike, is how short of a leash are you going to have with your number 1 closer? He is only a freshman, but
It's a big spot.
Said, this is a very important game, especially when it comes to game 1. It sets the tone for the series. That being said, the Dons have shown that they're not willing to take it lightly, and here we go. Fastball inside for ball. Well, at this point, that's going to be the 6th ball he's thrown in a row.
And we're going to have a visit to the mound here.
This is a conversation that will quickly devolve into, how's your lunch? Was it bad? Because I could tell.
Do you think he's going to give him the Roger Dorn? Major League?
There's a possibility.
couple four
These
letters in there.
conversations go they go a couple different ways, but if you want to light a fire under your pitchers, you know what, that is the way to go. I'll tell you one thing: the look that his pitching coach just gave him in the eyes when he was looking up to him was, it's a sign of caution, if you will.
Well, if there were paint in the bat in the on the mound, I don't think it came off during that visit. But indeed, you said as important as this game is, we were mentioning earlier the hit count very low early on for the Dons. It has creeped up to 8 hits on the day, and the fielding has been a little suspect for Palomar here today. 3 errors. So you take that into account. They're chasing 4, 2 on, nobody out, bottom of the ninth, and a big spot here for the Dons. Kyle Morrell up to bat.
Yeah, so I failed to mention Kyle Morrell at the plate takes inside fastball on the inside corner, and that again we're talking about a little bit of an extended plate here, but Morrell taking strike 1, 1-1 count, and it's important not to let things kind of get out of control in your head as the batter in this situation. Now this can quickly turn into 2 outs very quick. Fastball low and inside.
Could also
2-1 the count.
turn into 3 runs really quick.
How will the cards play out? Right now we're looking at the river being turned over in the initial hand. Fastball inside, this one just batted away.
Yeah, the flop and the turn were pretty brutal for the Dons, but looking to go runner here and eke something out. The last half, the final 3 outs of the game, and well, they have 2 aboard, nobody out.
You see the catcher going to hand signals here. He hasn't been calling any hand signals until he went down between his legs with the pitch call. So they're obviously changing things up for the runner on second base. Fastball again inside. Works the count full, and are we going to be looking at another base on ball situation?
And look who's on deck. It's Brock Dembo. Brock Dembo, who went yard, a big bomb last week versus Santa Barbara. Should Morrell reach here?
He's been relatively quiet today.
Yeah, he reached on a bunt earlier.
Yeah. Well, no, he didn't reach on the bunt. He scored an RBI off the bunt.
That's right.
Hit hard along the right side, ball off the second baseman's glove.
You're going to hold the runner.
See if they send the runner, and they hold him at third.
Bases loaded for Brock.
We have the bases loaded. Brock Denbo and with a chance to maybe do something big here. Again, don't let the moment get too big for you. But if you want a guy to come up to the plate who has some power, Brock Denbo is not the guy you want to be pitching to.
No.
And it would appear that the bench, we'll see, the coaches are going to stay in the dugout. So they're going to let it ride. Brock Denbo will still continue to battle against Austin Schroeder.
Schroeder has struggled here in the bottom of the ninth for Palomar. And the leash will extend to at least Denbo, and he starts him off with the ball.
High fastball. Well, I wouldn't be surprised in certain situations. Sometimes coaches will not be afraid to take a guy out in the middle of the count. I don't know if this is in the cards here for Palomar, but Denbo takes ball 1. Here comes the payoff.
Takes ball 2.
And he's going all fastballs here against Denbo.
At one point, does he get a cookie?
10 pitches ago, Schroeder threw a curveball. It's been all fastball since.
Fastball high, Schroeder struggling.
High again. Well, Mike, I would have to say, if the bullpen is not active now, it should be. Fastball down the middle, strike 1.
It's been active. I thought I saw a player over there warming up. There is nobody warming up right now, and I wonder if they have him on standby on alert 5, if you will. That seems like
might be ready to just run out.
It seems like an apt reference with Maverick about to come out. Strike 2 on a check swing.
Strike 2. Is it on the check swing?
Yeah, let's look
that
here.
wasn't a strike in, otherwise.
It was not
I
a
could
strike,
imagine
but
it would be the check swing.
I think Dembo went across here. No, there's no way.
Oh, that was close.
No way it was on the check
Definitely
swing.
from our perspective, no way from our perspective at least
1-1-1.
was it a strike crossing the plate. Here we go. Dembo hits it high and over to the right side.
It won't be far enough to advance the runner.
Yeah, Tanner Lappin standing directly under it, so that's going to be taken care of for out number 1 here in the bottom of the 9th. So the Comets get away with 1.
Still, one swing of the bat ties it up right here. Still bases loaded. Now 1 out, but now you're a double play away from ending the ball game.
Correct, but I do have to mention the guy who walked it off against Santa Barbara in the 10th inning, Thomas Williams, on the last Friday game, is now back up to the plate. And again, he's kind of been on all day long. He had an F7, a long F9, and then 2 base hits back-to-back. Can he make a day out of it? Takes strike 1 across the middle of the plate. Looks like Schroeder took a little bit off of this one.
Now, Emery, as a pitcher, what does that first out in this type of situation do for your confidence?
It definitely allows you to take a breath, though when you're closing and you're sitting here with bases loaded, there's no moment of this outing that's going to have a low heart rate. Williams fouls it off to the left side quickly in a hole, 0-2.
Did want to issue some thank yous here. The Santa Ana College Foundation and their Hall of Fame committee really helping us out and allowing us to bring you coverage of 3C2A baseball and softball. Ken Purcell, their chairman and foundation board of directors, really spearheading that, along with Mary Haggerty, athletic director, Denise Bailey, dean of athletics here at Santa Ana College, and the terrific staff that they have here. Cammie Lewis, sports information director, and training staff here at the baseball facility, Frankie Partita, Jose Sanchez Uribe, and Winnie Voon. And we'd be remiss to not mention them, as they are a big part of what makes the engine run here, Santa Ana College Athletics.
Every single name that you just listed there, Mike. I mean, at this level, I experienced it. You know all about it.
I do.
These sports programs would not exist.
Williams
for them.
delivers.
Hard along the right side. And there you go. Another run across, and Williams able to hit a base hit and keeps the bases loaded.
So now a grand slam from walking it off for the Dons. We're going to have a pitching change, it looks like.
It certainly would be the second visit. So, yeah, pitcher who was on standby before definitely being called out now.
And we'll have a pitching change from Don Snedenfield. Hold everything. 1 out, bottom of the 9th. Bases loaded for Santa Ana, looking to walk it off here on day 1, round 2 of the 3C2A baseball playoffs from Don Snedenfield. Well, looky
All
what
right,
we
well,
have
here we
here.
go, Mike.
Ryan Stock, who
Yeah.
went yard in the bottom of the second, an opportunity to walk it off for Santa Ana. Bases loaded, 1 out.
And Connor McBride coming onto the mound here for Palomar. He has 12 appearances. He's a general relief pitcher with 13.2 innings pitched so far this season. Given up 7 runs, 6 earned runs, 5 walks, and 15 strikeouts. He's only given up 1 home run this season. He has a 1 win and 1 loss. Throws a high fastball for ball 1.
Oh,
And he is picking up right where Schroeder left off.
issuing a ball and big windup, not from the stretch with the bases loaded, and maybe a little overthrow on that first pitch from Connor. Is that a balk?
Yeah, no, they're going to call a balk. He started his motion to come up set, and he did not go set, so you're going to see head coach coming out from the dugout, but that is a balk, and that's going to send the runner home. Once you start your motion up to go set, you can't stop. And those are the things that you just cannot give up in these situations. They can try to plead it, but they're not going to.
We're ready to go.
Yeah. Well, Ben Adams not really able to make any difference there as he is the head coach for Palomar. That conversation was a one-way street, and unfortunately it doesn't go the other way. Once you start your maneuver to go set, you really can't stop. So
That's a huge mistake because now not only does it score a run with the bases loaded, you take the force play out. Second and third now for the runners. And Stock with an opportunity to tie things up with a base hit.
takes a fastball for a strike. 1-1 the count. Runners second and third. Tying run is represented on second base at this time. Fastball up and away, called strike 2. Well, I'll tell you one thing, Mike. I know what you're about to say. I would like to pitch in this zone. McBride. Coming set. Looks like he's taking a second to actually get there. Leg kick.
Tough play.
Goes. Ground ball left side.
Going to score 2.
Head. Here
No,
comes one, and
no,
they're
just
going
one.
to hold him at third, and that's the wise decision. A chopper hit right over the head of Kyle Murray, and he was not able to get his glove on it. There we go, another run aboard, and the Dons are now 1 run away from tying things up with the Comets, and we could be getting free baseball here. Time represented.
That was Carter Hayne,
represented
excuse me.
90 feet away.
No, he's at second. It's first and
Carter
second
Hayne.
now. Yeah, no, Carter Hayne at third. It goes over his head. That was a tricky ball. And unfortunately, the runner did not advance from second base. So it was
Oh, that's right. We had a substitution.
correct.
My mistake.
And Omar Fernandez, the
Okay.
pinch runner at second base, did not advance on the play.
Well, you have 1 out, and that's kind of the wise decision there. Breaking ball, strike 1 here on Thompson.
So first and second, Dons were chasing forward coming into the bottom of the 9th. Tying run at second base.
Yeah, and this is what I think we were talking about when it comes down to it, especially with Coach Don Sneddon. Baseball games are not over until that final out is recorded, as Thompson takes strike 2, breaking ball in the outside corner. And that's kind of interesting because he hasn't really thrown much breaking balls, and that's 2 right in a row. Christian Thompson early in a hole here. Has to defend and protect anything close.
It's tough when you get that first pitch over, a breaking ball strike, and you come right back with it. You're sitting dead red here.
That's tough to say because might be a throwaway pitch with runners on first and second. Yeah. Fastball, middle of the zone but outside, just batted away, and that was a defensive swing right there and a
Indeed.
good decision by Christian Thompson because that definitely would have been called a strike with the umpire.
Well, you said he had to protect. He does exactly that.
Yep. The shadow's starting to grow long here at Don Sneddon Baseball Field.
Thompson stays alive again.
Defense again.
Wow.
It's just another one of those battles. Connor McBride in arguably the most important outing of this season for himself. Trying to keep the Dons from scoring. Checks over to second base into the long stretch. Breaking ball, strike 3, swung on a missed. Well, it comes down to 1 out, and it's the brother of starting pitcher Brady Ashworth, Kyle Ashworth, coming up to the plate. He's had an interesting day at the plate, been on base 3 times. And it's down to him to keep things going here and alive in the bottom of the 9th. Kyle Ashworth, Connor McBride. Is he the fireman that Palomar needs on the mound at this time? Pitch is on the way. Fastball outside corner called strike 1. Kind of deviating from his last couple pitches where he started with breaking ball. We'll see if he holds with that plan.
You got to give McBride a lot of credit here. Connor came in, bases loaded, issued a balk, brought home a run, but he settled down here. Now 1 out away. Still running scoring position.
RBI.
Indeed. Strike
Fastball
2.
Up, taking all the way, and this is one of those situations you have to get that bat off your shoulder. Don't let it sit, and you know he wanted to commit. That's at the top of the zone, but quickly in a hole, Connor McBride. Or check that, Kyle Ashworth. 1 pitch away. Popped up and behind the plate. It's going to be out of play. Lindman not able to do anything. He threw the cap off early and was hoping he had a chance. Ashworth staying alive. If anything, you have to commend Santa Ana for coming all the way back in this game. I mean, it's easy to get down on yourself when you're losing the game 10-3.
Yeah, they're a fiery bunch. As is Palomar, you know, Coach Nellis knew coming in that this was going to be a battle. And we have exactly that here in Game 1 of Round 2 of the 3C2A Baseball Playoffs 2022 edition.
Checks the runner.
Uh-oh.
Plate, McBride.
That might be it!
Hit baseball, right side. And it's foul.
Oh, everybody here.
Foul, and that is around the pole. And Ashworth
thought it was gone. And then
away, merely feet away from helping his brother out. I mean, that ball was served up as good as it can get.
That was a monster cookie that he almost took to the bank.
So we'll do it all over again. Connor McBride. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runners on first and second. McBride working his way into the stretch. Checks his runner at second. Pitch is on the way. Hit hard left side, and this one's going to fall foul as well.
Nope, that's it. Caught.
Nope.
Caught in foul territory by Quincy Scott, and that'll do it. The Dons come up 1 run short from tying it up in the bottom of the 9th. They score 3, but they needed 4, and Palomar takes Game 1 of a 3-game set. Emery, any last words?
Oh, just a tough fought battle by both teams. I think that was exactly what we came here to watch. Good baseball, and happy to see what happens tomorrow. Thank you, everybody, for just tolerating us and sticking with us throughout the whole deal. With all the internet and everything. And thank you, Mike, for putting this all on.
Well, hey, thank you to our crew here. Angelo Solis on camera, Reggie Phillips, Matt Tyndall. Sam, I don't know if I have your last name. Sam, what's your last name? Samuel Diaz, assistant director here today in the booth. And, again, special thank you to Don Sneddon, the legend, at Don Sneddon Field. That'll wrap it up for our coverage. Day 2 tomorrow starts at 1 p.m. Thanks for watching, everybody. SoCalCollegeSports.com presents the 3C2A 2022 edition baseball playoffs. See you tomorrow.